Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Clutch Corner, an insider show giving you the latest news on all things Miami Heat and around the NBA. The Clutch Corner is an extension of Five on the Floor, part of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Now, here are your hosts, Clutch Adam and... Really? There's another black guy in this network? Huh, cool. Royal A. Shepard. Take it away, gentlemen.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this edition of the Clutch Corner. I'm one of the hosts, Royal Shepard, aka Walmart Alf. I'm joined by my fellow co-host, Clutch, and today we have a special guest, Mike. Mike, I wanted to start with this because your name has been the source of much confusion lately.
Yeah.
So tell everybody what your name is.
So my full name is Michael Christian. So I had a different Twitter handle that was like this thing of a college town that I was at and everything. And it was Wall at the beginning. So everybody just assumed my last name was Wallace. It's not. My name is Michael Christian. So glad that got fixed up.
Fabulous. I mean, I think I like Michael Wallace better. So we're going to stick with that. Today, the show is going to be a little bit off the rails because Clutch has control of it for some reason. He should not have control over his own show.
I have producing power.
He should never have that over anything. But yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit of Heat transactions that could potentially come down the line. We're going to talk about some of the league expansion, and we're going to start with a little Heat OKC. We'll start there because that's something that we've already talked about. Clutch, we haven't gotten your opinions on it. What did you think about the game? What did it show you? Did it change your mind about anything?
Well, did it change my mind about anything? Not really. No. My opinions are still the same about this Heat team. I do think that they made the right move finally with starting Kelly Olynyk at the 4, just because he can shoot, right? They just needed another shooter out there next to Bam. And it just turns out that Kelly was that guy on the roster. It's not the best option. I think that if they want to make it far in the playoffs, Kelly is not that guy that you want starting at the 4. I mean, the guy wasn't even in the playoff rotation last summer. So I think if they really want to make a push in the playoffs, they got to figure something out.
Ethan was saying it earlier. Spo has the tendency to get aggravated with KO if he plays him for extended stretches, and it's probably because of the inconsistency. Sometimes he can shoot, sometimes he can't. Mike, what were your thoughts against OKC?
Yeah, I mean, the team overall just played better, right? I mean, this is an OKC team that wasn't very good, so you expected them to come out and win and be pretty forceful in doing it to kind of help us feel like, hey, this is that contender that we were thinking it was, not just the past couple of weeks' performances. But on that KO stuff, it's interesting because what was it? He had a 15-point game against Milwaukee the second time we played them. And I remember being on post game and you asked me, Roll, you were like, oh, so with KO, how do you think he did? And I'm like, he did well. It's just not consistent, right? And then he had the 15 then the next game against Dallas, he couldn't hit anything, right? And then he came out again the next game, and then he was hitting shots. I mean, it's nice to see him hitting shots, and I'm hoping he can get better at it. But it's like Adam said, he's not the guy you want to have at your 4 riding forward deep into the playoffs. It's not going to happen.
I think one of the best things about KO starting was that he at least gave us something from the position. And as you can tell, everybody comes here for one thing and one thing only. Harden update, Harden.
No one wants to hear about Kelly Olynyk? What? Come on.
No, of course not. But one thing about KO is that
look at this. This is a nice comment.
Love the Clutch Corner. Hope you guys are having a good night. Oh, thank you, Frankie T92.
And then you got this guy.
Give us the Harden update. The Harden update. So I guess there is kind of a Harden update. It's pretty much it wasn't nothing breaking, but something came out today about how the Heat won't make a deal for Harden if Pat Riley feels like it's going to hurt the team. And it's like, duh. At this point, I think you're just writing shit for the sake of writing shit.
We will make a trade if it helps us. We will not make a trade if it does not help us.
Breaking news, goddamn. But yeah, so I guess since they already want to talk about trades and shit, let's talk about something that kind of came up, and that's with the Kyle Lowry thing. Clutch, you've mentioned Kyle Lowry's name before, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, so 2 months ago, I think right before the free agent signings happened, I said that if Kyle Lowry and the Raptors start off terribly, I think I said like 5-14 or something, which is what they're projected to do right now.
Yeah, they're on pace.
That Kyle Lowry would quietly be traded. And when I say quietly, I don't mean they're going to go through the back channels and request the trade and get it out in the public media. As we know, the Raptors are a very quiet organization, a lot like the Heat. And I think that if the Raptors do move him, you won't hear any of the teams reported. You won't hear any of the places that are interested in Kyle Lowry. He's just going to get moved right at the deadline for whatever the best package they could get is. Now, the thing about Kyle is he has a lot of say in that organization. He has a lot of power to do what he wants. And I believe he does have some teams he'd be interested in going to, and those teams are the Clippers, the Heat, and the Sixers. He was interested in going back to the Sixers a few years ago and leaving the Raptors, but that didn't happen. And obviously, the interest with the Clippers would be because of Kawhi and Serge Ibaka. Now, the Heat, he also was interested in the Heat 5 years ago, I want to say, right?
Yeah, during
Wasn't
the
he-
Big Three era.
Yeah.
Right. At the end
right
of
at
the
the end
Big
of
Three.
it. Right at
Right
the
at
end of
the
it, they were thinking about bringing him in.
Right. And if you want to talk about a guy that not only would fit perfectly, you wouldn't have to change much of anything about the way the Heat play. He'd be cheap. He's an all-NBA guard, and he's at the last year of his deal. Talk about a perfect fit.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how cheap $30 million is, but in terms of what we would have to give up
Right.
is what you're talking about, how cheap he would be. So, Mike, Clutch mentioned the three teams that I think are pretty much where he'll land, and that's Philly. He's a Villanova guy, so Philly's an area that he's comfortable with.
Yep.
LA, the Clippers, they don't have a goddamn real point guard for
No.
anything. And then Miami. Of those three teams, which one do you think would be the best fit for Kyle Lowry?
I'm gonna go with, man, that's a tough one. I'm kind of leaning towards the Clippers because I do think if you put him with that team that they put together, right, kind of helps ease the pressure off of Pandemic P, right? Maybe no one's picking on him so much for being as terrible. But I'm gonna be a homer about this and say that Miami's the best fit. I really do think Miami's the best fit. From what we do defensively, what we get guys to do in their best shape. He already loves Jimmy. I mean, we've seen that all over. I think this is just a really good place for him. And then he's got a really nice backup too in Goran Dragic coming off the bench that really helps alleviate some of the pressure off of him as well.
And he played with him too.
Yeah. Whereas if he went to the Clippers or Philadelphia, he's really the only point guard there. But that's it.
So I think this is more of a Clutch question in terms of if Philly does get Lowry, does that take them out the Harden sweepstakes? But I think that takes us out of the Harden sweepstakes too if we get him, right?
Yes and no. It would take them out if you didn't want to deplete the roster completely and have just a bunch of very expensive players on the roster.
Right.
But no, in a sense that you can absolutely get both of them, I believe, if the numbers work out the way I think they do. But you literally wouldn't have any depth. It would just be those four guys on the roster, and then, I don't know, Josh McRoberts.
Max Strus and Mo Harkless. Mo Harkless isn't going anywhere. You still have Mo Harkless. We all love him.
Speaking of Mo
love Mo.
Harkless.
I was just trying to get this.
Speaking of Mo Harkless, hold on. I got to find it. Big three.
Get the fuck out of here.
What is that in the middle of his jersey too? Like what is the CP?
I think
Chris Paul, the player we should have got instead of fucking Mo Harkless.
That's a dangerous big three.
God.
Man,
Dangerously inept at shooting the ball. I was like, what the fuck were we talking about? You ruined my train of thought.
Lowry and Harden.
Kyle Lowry. Yeah, so with Kyle Lowry over here, I think Michael mentioned something interesting about getting Kyle Lowry in shape. What shape do you think?
Okay, let's be honest. Okay, Kyle Lowry is great. He always looks like he's got a couple extra pounds on him. You're gonna tell me he doesn't?
Huh?
You're gonna tell me that Lowry doesn't have like a couple extra pounds on him?
He has more than a goddamn couple extra pounds on him, Mike. That's why shout out to the girl Tiffany Meeks. No Momo.
No Momo.
But yeah, he has more than a couple pounds, but he does not fit what the Heat would call shape. Like he's not in Miami.
And
Heat
Harden does?
But I think Harden is closer and has been like in terms of the way his body's been kept up.
You're telling me that Kyle Lowry wouldn't work to get in shape?
Kyle Lowry is a shape. Brown is a
That
shape.
is true.
Absolutely.
My other thing with the Lowry trade is I don't know what I'm trying to think what we would give up in that one because we'd have to make the money work, right? Because that's
For
30 mil on
Lowry?
his contract. Yeah.
I mean, you give up Iguodala because that's what 15 mil.
Mhm.
Myers that's 10 mil.
When
So
can we
take-
trade Myers again?
Christmas and trade deadline about
Early
trade
February.
deadline, huh?
Early February.
Early February. Okay, so early February, you give them Myers, and at this point, it'll if he came to Miami, it'll be because he wants to be here, and so Toronto would be doing a favor to him, which means as long as we gave them back something serviceable, I think you can include Kendrick Nunn in something like that, just so that they can have somebody at the position. But I don't think it'll cost us anything of significance
Well,
in order to make that money work.
all right. Well, let's talk about that, and then let's talk about the market for Kyle Lowry if the Raptors do choose to go outside of what I believe are his three teams that he'd want to go to.
Okay.
So the deal would have to be Myers Leonard, right? You can put Iguodala in a deal, but I bet you the Heat wouldn't want to put Iggy in the deal. So
Right.
if they don't, you could put Myers and Kelly, and then a few other pieces to make the money work, right? If you put Myers and Kelly together, you're almost at that number where you can
Yeah.
just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
27,
That's
28.
23.
No,
Because I think
I believe that's 22,
Three.
something like that. But
23.
then,
I think Kelly makes 13, and Myers is at 10.
right, and then you
Mm.
okay, right there you'd be right there. You can make the trade, but because Kyle is at 30 million now, what asset would the Raptors want? I think they'd want Precious,
Right.
which I think if I'm the Heat, I still do.
I can't because at the end of if we're giving up Myers and we're giving up Kelly, that's taking two of the people out of our power rotation.
Okay, so then you do Iguodala.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll do Iggy, and
They're
maybe
gonna
Iggy and
want
Myers?
something. They're gonna want something back. And I'm gonna tell you those three pieces. Personally, I don't even think they're that attractive to Toronto because it doesn't really
No, they're
help them do anything.
no.
Which is why I'm saying I think it'd have to
So-
be Iggy, Myers, and Precious.
Yeah.
And
Iggy, Myers, and Preston.
Maybe
be
even a
KO.
KZ. They might be interested in KZ, I feel like.
I don't think so. I think they have enough long rangy kind of like wing guys that
True.
he doesn't really he won't really move the needle. They kind of need bigs. They need somebody who can play next to Pascal, even though he's playing like shit. And they're gonna need somebody else to handle the ball.
I mean,
I'm
would
not-
you make that deal?
Huh?
With
If you
Precious
had-
in it?
yeah, Precious for Kyle Lowry. I would do it.
I think if we kept, as long as we kept KO, then I think I would put Precious in that deal too.
Okay.
Because like Pleasure's been saying for quite some time now, we're trying to operate off of Jimmy's timeline.
Right.
Like, and so we're trying to win now. Mike, I think one of your lights went out, but
Yeah, I'm good.
we're trying to operate on Jimmy's timeline, and Kyle Lowry obviously puts us closer than Precious does at the moment.
Well, okay, so Myers Leonard, we said Iguodala, Precious. Would there be a deal out there that could beat that by those teams?
Oh, easy.
Clippers, the Sixers.
From the Clippers,
Yes. Clippers, I don't think so.
Let me see.
who would they have to give up in order to make up 30 million?
They have the expirings.
Yeah.
I don't really remember who's on that roster.
So
Luke, I mean, okay, so Paul George and Kawhi are their top two, right? The
yeah,
next
right.
highest contract is Beverly at 13.
Well, Beverly's definitely in that deal.
Yeah, I mean, he would have to be. Lou Williams then is the next tradable piece at $8 million a year with 1 year left.
I think.
So
they
I think
took
that
too.
that would be. I mean, right there, you're looking at 21 million. You could throw in, I don't know.
Where's the asset?
The asset is Lou Williams.
Oh, that's
Lou
not an
Williams-
asset.
Yeah, Lou Williams is.
It's not an asset, but it is an asset for them.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. An
They're not
asset.
looking to contend though, Clutch. If that's over with. They're
But
just
that's not an asset.
They're looking for
If you can
expirings.
prove-
and stuff.
If you can move Lou to another team and then get a pick out of that and then send
Yeah.
to Toronto, then that's an asset. Otherwise, I don't think so. Now, with the Heat, I think I'd be very cautious about trading away your best cheerleader. I don't know what this team looks like without this guy.
Oh man.
The energy that he brings to the court at all times,
Night in and night out.
you can't replace that. Can you measure what he does on a nightly basis?
I mean, if you think about it, he's kind of taking Mo under his wing and kind of is trying to groom him to be
Goodness
that guy.
gracious. Can
But
we just
look-
we
look
just
at the
don't
guy
have to
behind
talk
him.
about him?
Look at the guy behind him. He's not. I don't know who that is, and he's
I think
not
that's
even trying.
Alexander. Isn't that Alexander?
Kyle Alexander.
Yeah.
He's not even trying to cheer the team on. Look at Myers.
I can see veins popping out of his arms, bro. Like he looks intense.
That's why the $9 million was spent. Right there.
Okay.
Do you
Somebody,
really want to get rid of him?
Alex
think
B in the comments said those claps and yells won't be the same.
I mean, there will be no bench intensity. Absolutely none.
That's what I'm saying. So, do you want to get rid of him? I don't think so. He's the dude.
Who else? Who else is gonna pump up Harden when he comes back to the bench, man? Who else is
Harden?
gonna do it? What-
Oh, that's true.
We're just assuming if Harden comes here, right? Like we're not.
Who's going to pump him
That's
up?
the whole premise of the show, Michael.
No,
Harden
Myers
will
is
be
gonna pump up Harden, bro. They're gonna
No,
become best friends.
I think they'll put like cocaine on the bench next to him. That'll pump him up.
So another name that I've seen come through the chat quite a bit, our guy Taco mentioned him, was George Hill, which was another guy. He's at OKC now. I'm pretty sure that they would trade him for kibbles and bits. Like, is that something that you guys would be interested in?
Who?
George Hill.
George Hill. Yeah, he'd be fantastic, but he's not the fix.
Yeah. And
He's
I mean,
a guard. He's not really a point guard now, but he's a guard. He can shoot threes at an incredibly high rate. He'd fix defensive issues as a point guard, but I wouldn't call him a playmaking guy. I would rather Tyler Hero playmake for the team and let him grow than get George Hill for that.
right. And with George Hill too, I mean, like, if we're giving stuff up for a point guard, I agree with that. I'm like, I need playmaking out of it, right? I need a guy who can run our offense really well, and I have a lot of confidence in him doing that. I don't have that in George Hill. I just don't.
I think everybody does. Like I was just saying, I think that George Hill, if we're going to make a trade to kind of like solidify our lineup, just to kind of make it more, I guess, grown up.
Yeah.
George Hill could be somebody that comes in and fills that role.
This is one I'd do.
Oladipo?
Yeah.
What
If
would
I
it
could
cost?
get him cheap enough, if I could give up Nunn and KO, and I don't know what else we'd have to throw in, but if I give up those two as the main things, yeah, I'd trade for a Depot.
Will we
I
have to
think-
trade a pick?
I think everybody with a brain would do that.
Will we have to put a pick in there?
What pick?
Yeah, that's true. We don't have any.
I don't know. We could find one.
I think that the Heat could easily just get him with their cap space this summer if they really want to.
Right.
And they can use that leverage against the Pacers. But if you want Oladipo to be on the Heat, you really need to start rooting for some Pacers losses. Because why on earth would they trade him if they're winning?
He has looked good this year. Him and Sabonis, both of them.
Mhm.
You could have easily gotten him for nothing in the summer.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah, but we didn't want
everybody had questions about his health, and people still do. And people were still chasing the Harden dream, which, again, could still happen. But Oladipo is not looking likely unless they start losing.
And then it was on top of that, the whole thing about him telling other teams to come get him during the bubble. That turned the Heat off. That was something Ethan was talking about. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he could have came cheap during the summer.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been pennies on the dollar.
Right.
Kane Nunn would have had more value at the time too.
Black Chinese said Alonzo Ball. Listen, Alonzo Ball is one of the players that I've been beating the table for in terms of the Heat point guard. I like Lonzo for this team. And I think they're going to have a chance to make a play at him this summer since he turned down his player option. Riley's already been talking like they have access to their picks, didn't he?
I mean, he kind of does. He just needs to have a phone call with Sam Presti. That's all.
Right.
So, I mean, he has access to the picks. It just depends on if he's willing to make a deal with the Thunder.
Yeah, that's essentially how we would get George Hill for free.
Right, exactly. So
Unprotected
you
pick.
send out the cheerleader to Oklahoma, and you unprotect the pick, and you get George Hill. So, all right, let's talk about the Kyle Lowry destination. So I made a list of teams that could be in the mix for Kyle Lowry if he becomes available. Now, I think Kyle Lowry will get traded, and it will be quiet, and you won't hear anything from the media about it. But you will hear people say, okay, we should trade Kyle Lowry, but you won't hear anything from Woj or Shams. That's my opinion, because Kyle Lowry isn't the type of guy to let out his frustrations and go through the back channels or anything like that. So I think Philly, Miami, Denver, the Mavs. I think the Mavs are perfect for him. And I had one more, but I can't find it. But it's a short market. It's a small market for Kyle Lowry because teams either have an amazing point guard, they're rebuilding and don't need a point guard, or they don't have the need, right?
Yeah, and I think with Kyle Lowry, it's all about championship aspirations too.
Yeah.
Like you would want to go to a contender, and so you'd have to send him to a team. I think the Mavericks one that you're talking about is interesting because you think he's a perfect fit, and I'm not so sure about that, considering that they have Luka, who's going to have the ball most of the time, and as a wing defender, they did just pick up Jay Rich to kind of fill that role. So I don't see where he slots in on that roster or how he fits with them.
Well, here's the other thing. Outside of the Mavs, I just remember the team. I think the Magic would be, or the Bulls would be interesting teams because I think that those teams would look at Kyle Lowry in the same way that they do Chris Paul with the Suns, right? It's a young team, and they want that guy to lead them into the playoffs for the first time in I don't know how many years. So I think that is a realistic option because those teams know that they don't get all-star type of players, and they could get this one for cheap. Right, and somebody's saying I forgot the Clippers. Right, probably, yeah. So Clippers
now, but then, so here's my thing: Kyle Lowry's been in Toronto for so long, and he's built up so much equity with that organization and that city. Right. We always talk about players can say where they want to go. That doesn't mean that's where they're going to go. Right. At the end of the day, it's still the organization's decision. But do you think that if Toronto were trading him, they would say, "Hey, you know, you've done so much for us." Yes, Kawhi was there when they won the championship, but Lowry was a big part of that. Maybe they'd give into his demands or wants a little bit more.
If he didn't win that championship, they would trade him wherever they want to because he won them that championship with Kawhi.
Right.
They have the respect, I believe, and they're a high-class organization. They will respect whatever he wants. And I'm telling you, what he wants is Philly, Miami, or the Clippers. Again, that's if they choose to move him. He won't go out there and say, trade me. I don't want to be here anymore. We're losing. I mean, they're not even in Toronto. They're in Tampa.
Yeah.
So it makes it all the much easier to trade him.
Another group of names that came in. So Jared Wolf said the Pistons are awful and Rose and Blake would be reasonably priced. We've talked about Blake a little bit on this show. That contract is outrageous. He has to get bought out of that contract, and we catch him in that market because we're not going to trade for Blake Griffin. That's
boy. Yeah,
Blake's contract is terrible.
I mean, if he voids next year's player option, it's an option.
Yeah, I mean it. Yeah, but what about Rose?
I don't think Derek is a good fit here. I really
can't shoot.
He's not a phenomenal shooter. He's making, I don't know how much money he's making. I think $9 million or something like that.
Yeah,
and I just don't. I don't see the need. Right?
I wish Derrick Rose the best everywhere else. I don't want him here. After all those Chicago Bulls years and that garbage during the Big Three era where he stole that MVP and he did steal that MVP. Nah, you can stay somewhere else. Go be good, but somewhere else.
I think Derrick Rose is kind of like what we would hope Kendrick Nunn would have been in his role. And I think if we get Derrick Rose, and that's the role that we will put him in, not as the lead guard off the bench, not over Dragic, even though we will need another lead guard to be able to give Dragic some rest. And I think Derrick Rose could fill that role. But, I mean, I would imagine him as like the third, fourth guard off the bench.
Sure, but nobody wants K-Nunn in anyways, so that's it.
That's what I'm saying. Like
nobody wants him on there.
I would definitely take Derrick Rose over Kendrick Nunn. Sorry.
Like the thing is, the problem with Nunn is he can only do one thing, which is score. And if he's not doing that, there's absolutely nothing else he can do, and he hasn't been scoring for months. So
he was so good at the mid-range, and then it just stopped.
Yeah, he made two of. I think he made two of them in the game against OKC, but that was also against nobody.
Guys, you don't know the names of.
Hell no.
I was hoping that dunk would have brought him back, right? Maybe that dunk, he's got a newfound energy, and nothing.
Sure, yeah.
And those are interesting names. Kevin Love, Laurie Markkinen. I also see Andre Drummond. Stop that. DeMar DeRozan hitting threes now. I saw that. If DeMar DeRozan can hit a corner three, I'd happily make an inquiry into that.
Who says we're Mo Harkless fans?
I think he's talking about maybe other people in the chat because if he's talking about us, he
Oh,
could not be any
No,
further.
well,
off.
actually, I was on the 5 Reason Sports Hour, whatever the fuck it's called now. That it's 2 hours. I was on that shit earlier today, and
The Ethan show continued.
right, exactly. So Ethan asked me out of Myers, Kendrick Nunn, and Mo Harkless, who's most likely to contribute, and I felt obligated to say Mo
Myers.
Harkless.
Myers.
No,
His
How?
voice. It's his voice.
literally.
Come on, bro.
No. Hold on. Sarcasm aside, I would rather have that cheering from the bench than Mo Harkless in there getting fouls and confusing the
look,
defense.
yeah, right. If you had the
I love
option,
sarcasm.
no. If you had the option to banish those 3 players and only one of them could sit on your bench, who would it be?
Yeah,
Well,
I think
if they
Myers.
have to sit on the bench, then it's Myers.
Not to
You
sit
talking
on
about
the
who has
bench,
to
but
play.
have the opportunity to contribute.
Like play.
Right.
I'm
other two
I'm
get
going with Mo
banished.
Harkless.
You think Mo Harkless brings more to the floor than Myers or Nunn?
None brings jack shit to the floor, so I know he brings more
I'm fine
than
with you there.
But Myers, I mean, I think Mo Harkless for this team, if he can ever get his
No,
shit
hold
together.
on. So what you're telling me is that Myers can't have a game where he shoots like Kelly did?
I'm not saying that. He can shoot like Kelly did.
Can Mo Harkless ever have a game like that?
Mo Harkless could have a game like that.
Mo Harkless could not hit he could not hit more than one
I
three
don't
in a
think
game.
I think right now he's just in a slump. And it's
No,
a terrible fucking slump.
no.
Who starts the season in a slump?
Kendrick
The
Nunn.
Miami Heat, apparently the whole team's in a goddamn slump. But I don't know. I just think Mo has more to give than the other two in terms of what he can provide this roster. Like at the very least, once he rounds himself into form, he'll be
Who do you think is a better rebounder than out of the two?
Oh, Myers is definitely the best rebounder out of the group.
He gets it. He gets it. Mo,
How are
no.
you? Wait, Walmart. How are you commenting while you're on the show?
Hey,
Do you
bro,
have a
I'm
second screen up,
man, I'm a man of many talents, brother. don't question my authority. You have not put my name up here one time, bro. Put our names on the screen. You are a terrible producer.
You know what? You know what I could do? I can mute you. I could banish you. I can literally ban you forever.
And you can't do that and talk at the
Listen,
same time.
I'm gonna tell you, this show is going weird places if its host has Mo Harkless on his mind, right?
Yo.
If he wants Mo Harkless on the floor, dude, I don't know.
First of all, you are probably the second or third person who's come on here asking what is the direction of the show. And we keep telling you, bro, we're just in it. Whenever you get here, that's where the fuck you at, bro.
Who said? You know the direction of the show is. The direction is. 5 minutes before the show, I tell Royal what we're talking about.
I was there. That's true. Yeah. And it's not even he tells him, he just kind of yells at him, Royal, this is what we're talking about. Then Royal says, no, I'm not the host. This is your show. It's your name. And then Clutch goes, nope, it's your hosting. You talk.
5 minutes before, and then Royal was like, all right, do you have it written down? I was like, nope. just going with it.
You did also say you were going to put it in the private chat, and it's not there.
Bro, you see this, bro? This is a shit show, bro.
What are you talking about? This is fantastic. This is what people are
Somebody
here
earlier
for.
said this is their favorite show on the network. And
Well, man, I have another show on the network that hurts, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
That's
yeah,
right.
fuck that. We're talking about the Heat right now. the Dolphins didn't make the playoffs.
Dude, to stop it. Go watch your Packers. Stop. Just leave me alone. Let me cry.
Okay, we're getting off topic. In a topic I don't want to talk about, but all right, let's talk about. Okay, this is
I
what
thought I
was
was the
told to me.
host.
Mute him.
I-
You have the
I-
power.
You know what? Royal, say something.
Yes.
That's right. That's
Now
right.
we've
We
made
can't
it.
hear you. We cannot hear you. You know why? Because the commenters voted.
I can unmute myself, ho.
Oh my god!
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know either. I could just kick you. All right, you're muted. Okay, let's talk about the trade deadline. Okay, so the trade deadline is March 25th, supposedly at the moment.
Right.
And what I was told repeatedly is that this is for all teams, not just the Heat. If a team wants to make a big change or a big move, they will be doing a move between March 4th and March 25th. The reason I'm saying March 4th is because that's when the first break is, the first major break.
Right.
And if there's any other time to do it, that's the time. So if you want to trade for James Harden, you do it then. If you want to trade for Kyle Lowry, you do it then. So that's the timeline right there. You want to make a major move? March 4th to March 25th. That's it.
So I'm seeing a lot of comments come in. You think Bill is frustrated enough in Washington to want out by then?
No.
No?
I think-
you think he stays the rest of the season?
I think Beal is a summer thing.
Hmm.
He's not a guy. He's not a guy you can get in at the trade deadline. That's a major move again, and that's a major decision that I don't think Beal could make in the middle of the season.
I feel like so if the Heat continue on their current trajectory, right, which is pretty shaky, we can all say, right? They've been really up and down. Making a move makes a lot of sense. Now, if this Heat team turns it on, and this is just a hypothetical, and I'm asking you, Adam, because I don't know. If this Heat team turns it on and goes nuts, right, and they start stringing it together, the offense is playing well, all the players are hitting, do you think it changes their mind on the trades?
No, I think they make a move.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I just...
If this team goes on a 30-11 type of run, I think they make a move for a starting four, like a Jay Crowder type of trade.
Okay.
Right?
But
They were shaking.
That
Go
would
ahead.
pull them off the Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, giving them away. Because I'm assuming if we have a run like that, Hero and Duncan are going to have to step up. Either
Tyler
or-
looks like the second coming of Devin Booker if that happens. So,
Right.
right. And we know he doesn't look like him. You know,
He doesn't currently, no.
right? He
No,
doesn't.
he doesn't.
Either way,
Coke or Pepsi? Why did you put that comment up there?
because I'm the host.
Everybody knows that Coke is the best party drug.
There's a reason why only
Everybody
one
knows
of them people ask you, is this okay? Nobody says, is Coke okay? Everybody says, is Pepsi okay? That's not even a question.
And like I said, Coke is the best party drug out there.
Oh, okay. Here's another thing about Kyle Lowry before we leave the subject entirely. Look at their schedule.
Oof.
Count the wins. They lost to
Sacramento.
Boston already.
Yeah, I'm about to say Sacramento is the first one I see.
Yeah.
Maybe-
They can take one from Charlotte. At least one.
I think they can win the Golden State game because I mean, Steph-
No, I don't think so. I think they win one on the road.
You think I don't know if you're like, are you a prisoner of the moment with the Steph thing because he blew up?
No. Just look at that. Look at it. It's a road trip,
Okay.
right?
Oh,
And-
all of these are. That's the start. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 straight road games.
right. So I think they win one.
Yeah, that's Sacramento. If
Oh,
they,
they're-
if they
and
won.
they're kind of always on the road, right? I mean, they're not really home in Tampa. No one
Exactly. And I think they win one versus Charlotte. Okay. I don't think
Yeah.
they beat the Heat because Bam is going to murder Aaron Baines.
is. Well, that
Not
was
even
the
kidding.
one preseason game we looked good. I mean, there was only two, but we looked decent in the
Right.
Yeah,
And then Indy, both those games are away. So how many wins are we counting right there?
4.
I give 3 or 4. Yeah.
3 or 4. Now let's look at February. Atlanta,
That doesn't
Memphis,
get much better.
Washington.
Washington
see one
can
or
be a
two
win.
wins.
You see how many wins, Clutch?
I see that's a road trip again, right? I see 1 or 2 wins in that entire road trip.
So they go 4 straight on the road, go home for 1, and then have another 3 on the road.
Right.
Like right after that.
Right. And it's Milwaukee twice and Minnesota. And then it's Philly twice, Miami, and Houston.
And it looks pretty similar to our schedule. I'm not gonna lie. Granted, they're much worse.
I mean,
teams, so I see what this is.
yeah,
looking
exactly. I don't care about our schedule. What I care about is how this team is going to be in the running for Cade Cunningham soon.
like. They are. I mean, it looks bad.
I mean, in 2 months, you're looking at what was that? Well, we counted like 6, 7 wins
Mm-hmm.
in a 2-month stretch. Yeah, they're going to be having a fire sale, bro. I know you didn't call Steph Curry a prisoner of the moment thing. No, bro. I was saying that the way that Steph played against Portland might have, turned people on how Golden State will be the rest of the season. That's still not a good team.
Right.
And so I just need to keep that in perspective. And it is plausible that Toronto could beat them. That's what I mean.
Right.
Steph Curry is a monster.
Hey, now they're talking about that Atlanta game. I don't know. Atlanta's not bad. I think Atlanta's better than Toronto.
The thing is with Atlanta is they're an offensive flamethrower, and
Yeah.
Toronto's not going to be able to keep up. It's that simple.
Yeah, they can't guard shit though.
Who?
The Trae Young,
Oh yeah, he can't guard a sitting bench.
one of the 10 worst defenders in the league. Easily.
That whole team can't defend except for DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cam Reddish though.
That's right. That's why you're not muted right now. Okay, all right. So moving along, let's talk about league expansion because it's sort of been it's been gaining steam lately about how the NBA could add a Vegas team and a Seattle team, right? Making the NBA 32 teams. But when you talk expansion, you also talk about how you would have to protect players on your own teams.
Oh,
and
true.
usually you can protect 8 players on your roster. So I want you guys to look at this Heat roster and tell me what 8 players you would protect in a league expansion. Usually they're the guys with the most trade value.
Okay, so if we have to look at a roster to figure out who's on the Heat team, I don't think we should be doing this show.
I know who Royal's picking first.
He's
picking Mo.
All the white guys.
No, you're picking Mo Harkless first.
I'm picking all the white guys first.
You're a Mo fan now.
So if we had 8 players that we had to keep, Bam, Jimmy, Tyler, Duncan, Avery Bradley. I don't know why he's the one that came to mind, but he just is, bro.
Goran?
Yeah, Goran. That's 7.
Goran.
And the 8th one, I don't care.
So apparently,
I go 8th one. I go KZ. If they have faith.
Okay,
in
KZ.
him.
But
that one can be switched. But I put KZ in there just because I'm not. Look, Iguodala, he's helpful, sure, but I don't really need to fight for him that hard. Kelly Olynyk, Myers Leonard, again, we've talked about them. I think that 8 looked good.
So before we dive too deep, we need to give people context as to why the league would be expanding. And it's because the league-wide debt has increased. And so they're going to need more teams in order to generate more.
Did you say UD?
Oh, we didn't. But hold on.
But UD is not really
They're
like
not going to pick up UD.
Seattle.
They better not.
They'll pick up UD.
We'll pay UD another $2.5 million to sit right here. Like UD
at that point, we trade them Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Bam to get UD
the whole roster.
Okay. You know what? If Houston said to you right now, we want UD and Tyler Hero, and we'll give you James Harden.
Oh, I'm not gonna say it because then people are gonna think I'm a bad Heat fan. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say quiet.
Nope. I wouldn't trade UD for shit.
I think here's my thing though. I think UD would approve that trade. He'd be like, "Yep, get him. Win the chip. I'm gonna retire."
Yeah, exactly, bro. I think that's the only way there's no way. I can't, bro.
You wouldn't do that
culture shit that they done preached and soaked into my brain.
If you were Pat Riley, you wouldn't do that right now.
Pat would. Pat absolutely would. There's no doubt.
I know Pat Riley. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. You hear me? Like Pat Riley will trade anybody's ass to get what he wants. I'm just saying the personal connection that I've tied to Udonis Haslem is similar to the same parallel that I drew to Wade. They won the first championship. Blah blah blah. I don't think I could part with UD.
Something's wrong with you.
Help him pack.
Something's wrong with you, honestly. Yeah. That's a mute right there. He said he wouldn't trade. He said he wouldn't trade UD.
I love him. I love UD. But here's what happened, right? You'd trade UD and Tyler Hero, then they'd buy out UD, and I'd pick him back up. We're fine.
You wouldn't be able to
do that. He'd need to be gone for a year.
No. Back in the mute bench you go. You wouldn't be able to pick him up.
Dang it.
You could watch though. You could be a fan. He'll show up at the games and
he's gonna get an Alonzo Mourning type role at some point.
Right, exactly.
So it's fine. I don't care where he finishes.
Honestly, that he could do that. He could retire and come back as a coach that season.
Exactly. Bro, listen, I love loyalty and I love UD, man, but you've been banging the table for Harden and we throw UD out there like, nah. Nope.
I forgot I was here.
No, you're still muted.
You're still muted.
Yeah,
I'm picking on you. You can't retort though. It's
my finger's on the mute button. You can't do anything about it.
Right. Can you understand that?
All right, you're back. There you go.
Oh, okay. But yeah, now in all seriousness, of course it's a no-brainer to trade UD, somebody who doesn't play. I don't know, bro, but you'd hear it from the fans of Miami if UD ever went anywhere.
If it was for Harden, no one would say anything. No one would say anything.
Look at the comment.
Yeah. I see Pat let Wade walk, which is still the worst decision that man has ever made in his Heat tenure.
Really? That Whiteside contract?
Really? It's not Mo Harkless?
Hell no. Well, the Whiteside contract was part of the reason why Wade left.
True.
Honestly, I can't believe that was signed. Whiteside can barely read. He could have written any number on that.
He
Dude, I
probably
still-
signed that bitch in crayon.
I still remember early Whiteside, man. He looked so unathletic. And
Oh,
just
you mean
no
off the bench
motivated.
Whiteside?
Do you
Yeah.
remember Hassan off the bench when he played what was it, Bulls?
I think so.
Was it the Clippers? Because we were playing against Blake Griffin
No,
and DeAndre
It was
Jordan.
on the same trip.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I remember he torched Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan off the bench, and then he had a triple double.
With blocks. He had like two of them on a single road trip.
Bro, listen, that boy Hassan Whiteside had
And then he
everybody.
forgot how to read.
Hey,
I
but
know, yeah, everybody fooled.
And then he bought fish and started talking to fish.
I'm happy with Seattle getting a team again, though. I think Seattle deserves the team. I loved it when they had the Sonics. It was really sad when they left, especially the fact that when they left, then it became this super team that got torn apart.
Myers and Mo Harkless are gonna have a ball in Seattle. Tell me.
They played together before in Portland. That's not too far off.
Hey, you can have a whole reunion out of give him Trevor Ariza.
Do you think?
Someone's not Brandon Roy.
Do you think that Mo is purposely playing bad so he could sit with Myers, catch up?
I mean, who wouldn't want to be around all that inspiration?
No, because then you look bad. You look so bad. Everybody else on the bench looks so bad compared to his like cheering and clapping.
Because I think they don't need a. They realize what Meyer does, and they're like, okay, we don't have to put up the same intensity. He's carrying us. He's carrying the bench.
Somebody said Buzz Cut Whiteside is forever goated. Oh, absolutely.
I think that was poor Whiteside.
YMCA Whiteside.
And then he got somebody to do his hair. And
Yeah, he started doing a little brush thing on the top. Shit. Ever since he got that 2K rating up, boy, he just went to shit.
Man, that's all he cared about. It's like, dude,
2K rating is
relax.
still high, and he's not even playing.
Well, it's because he can rebound and block shots. Like if you have a 95 rebound and a 95 block shots, you're like an 83 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Do you even play 2K, Adam?
You know,
No,
good time.
not well, is what that says to me.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Huh.
I play,
I feel like-
and I play Madden too. I want to actually play you on your
Nah.
esports show one day.
You
Hey,
don't. I disagree
muted.
you.
We're not talking about that right now. Muted. I have the power. I can do whatever I want. Remember?
Yeah, get it together, Royal. What's wrong with you?
You can't hear him chuckle right now, but I can hear him
we don't
in
need
my
to hear him
head.
chuckle. He's in trouble. Deal with it.
We're
Wait,
not
so
gonna get
Vegas,
you back on the show anytime soon.
so
You said what?
Vegas and Seattle get the two teams. I mean, that makes the conferences uneven, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I think Minnesota can come to the East or the Pelicans.
Right.
I don't really think any other team could. Or am I wrong?
I mean, Dallas isn't really East.
No. It would have to be New Orleans or Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, like New Orleans makes the most sense out of those two.
Right. So
Yeah, just move New Orleans over.
I think it's pretty easy. Like it could easily be done, and I think the reason. Oh, that's what you were talking about, Royal. You wanted to explain why the NBA would do this.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that conversation. Well, the league-wide debt increase. So if you have expansion teams, then somebody's going to invest somewhere in the $2 to $3 billion range in order to buy one of these teams, and it'll help with some of the money that they lost during last season. So that's why the league would hope to expand to recoup some money.
Do you think they'd change then to I think in hockey they used to have 2 conferences, 3 divisions in each, and then when they expanded, they made it just 4 divisions. I believe it was. I'm not 100% sure on that, because at that point, if you have the 2 teams come in, you'd have to reshuffle things, but then you'd still have 1 division with 5 teams and then 2 divisions with 6.
Yeah, I think they would still keep it in the 2 conference system. It just makes it
Sure,
easier.
but would they just make 2 conferences and then 2 divisions in each conference?
I don't know. That'll be interesting though to have.
I mean, you might as well. It's not like it really matters too much for seeding, right? Like,
Somebody else said Memphis could be moved over to the East.
oh, true. Actually, Memphis might make the most sense.
I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but it's sort of time for Ethan roast session. So if you guys If you guys in the comments, just send us stuff. We'll keep talking about league expansion, but just send them over and I'll highlight them.
No, so first of all, I got a story. Again, while I was on the little 5 thing this morning on the radio, Ethan started talking about fucking John Sally when he was drafted. And I was like, Ethan, I wasn't even born when John Sally was fucking drafted, bro. Why are you? And he was comparing him to Precious. Like he was comparing Precious to John Sally and Dennis Rodman. I was like, bro, first of
all I know about John Sally is wasn't he in a movie where he just kept putting ice packs on his knees?
In Eddie with Whoopi Goldberg.
That's what it was. In Eddie.
John Sally, wasn't he on what it was, the best damn sports talk show, period?
Yep. That show. I remember that show.
Yeah, so it's oh my god. Shit. So yeah, Ethan just keeps continually showing his age in every time he has a conversation. And the shit's pretty disturbing, bro, because like, don't y'all ever feel like y'all have like a conversation? Mike, you was on the little 5 reason thing. Didn't you feel like you were having like a sports conversation with your granddad? You know,
not too much. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna be on the show on Friday. Like I'll be in the studio for the second hour, so I'm not gonna slander too hard. But I will say this: I found out I was gonna be on. Like he messaged it in our chat. I said I'd be willing to be on. I didn't hear from Ethan again. The next time I heard from Ethan was at 10 a.m. while I'm listening to his radio show. And he goes, oh, and today we have Michael on as a guest. I'm like, I'm what? Hold on, wait. Like I had no idea.
So he did like this weird thing telling me I was on the show. He sends like a mix between text messages and like voice messages to your phone if you have an iPhone. So it's like the voice messages, it's like I can lose that. And then the conversation doesn't make any goddamn sense because he was texting me for half of it.
I'm not as important as you guys to get the voice messages yet. I'm still at just the text right now.
Oh, I get the voice messages.
I just graduated the voice messages, Michael.
Oh no, I'm sure. Hey, hopefully one day, right? Like that. Those are the steps, right?
It's steps and 5 reasons.
Well, it's Twitter talk, then it's text messages, then it's voice messages. Okay.
I just want to say, Ethan, if you're watching this, I just want you to know we only lost 2 viewers since we started talking about the Ethan roast session.
One of them was probably Ethan.
The views are probably going to grow as soon as we get hit our groove with this Ethan slander.
No, but what I'm just saying is everybody seems to want to listen to this Ethan slander.
Hey, I will say I was on his side for a little while with the Harden stuff. I was.
You know, it's starting to become a cult. Honestly, it is.
That's part of what scared me out of there, right? I didn't know how much I wanted to be associated with that brand, but I was a little worried. So I was like, the other side looks pretty good. A lot of young people over there.
You have to swear a blood oath to Clutch if you want Harden over here.
Well, it's because we got one side, right? One side is led by like Kylie and the Wang gang and Adam and the Harden stuff, and then the other side is Ethan. And I'm like,
you know what it is? It's the youth. That's what it is. It's me, it's Trilly, it's Kylie, and it's the rest of the youth. Ethan and the race.
People who grew up without typewriters. That's the motherfuckers who are on this side. He talks about Ethan is cheap. Goddamn, yes, he is.
Man, Clutch, you're never going to get the max if you keep roasting Ethan. Again. I'll say this again.
I refer you to the comment before that. Ethan is cheap. So the max 5 reasons is about $30. And that's if your name is Greg Sylvander.
If only he would even use them. Doesn't even use them here.
Yo, he was on what was it? I think the Dolphins post game or pregame the other day. Dude, his tangled up headphones on the screen. It was like his face and then just headphone wires all tangled up
to his chin.
I'm like
entangled headphones.
Man.
And I heard he has a microphone that he just doesn't use, except for when he's potting.
It's not hard,
bro. Well, it's technology, so you know. That's tough. Anything with the electricity. Clutch swayed me on the Harden trade. Logical.
Okay, but not everybody who's on the other side is just about Harden hate, right? It's like the fear of
no. Actually, that's what it is, Mike.
No. It's Harden hate and the white savior, Tyler Hero. Like it's a combination of the two.
Listen, we still got to get that lineup out there. We still got to get that all white lineup out there. Make the Celtics really jealous.
Ever since I said that,
the make the Heat great again lineup.
The amount of times that I've seen people message me saying, Adam, it's almost there. one more. Like in the middle of games.
They almost had it in the Mavs game. It was like all white guys and Precious out there.
Yo, wait, could it have been 10
That's
white guys
really
on the
close.
court?
With Precious out there, that's pretty close.
Wait, do the Mavs have a 5-guy white lineup too? 10 white dudes
I
on the
would
floor?
imagine.
Oh, yeah. But do you consider all the guys from across the seas white?
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What
Oh,
else are they gonna be, Royal?
Huh? Slovenian? I mean, that's what he
who's the
is.
best white man lineup that we can have on the court?
What's
For
what?
the Heat?
Yeah, it's Goran, Tyler, Duncan,
Kelly and Myers.
and Myers.
Mhm.
I'll give
Yeah.
up 190.
I mean, what are our other options? Max Strus?
No, I think that's the best lineup. We need to get a stronger white man, big man. Because
But
we need Myers on the
when
bench.
we have the strongest like all white lineup in the league, if we compared all white lineups,
I
mean,
don't know. We have
Dallas
to
would
look at
be-
Boston.
Dallas
We-
would be good. You said Boston?
we
Nah,
have to
Boston-
look at
Speaking of Boston, they have Peyton Pritchard, I think is his name. Apparently, Boston media called him a godsend and the next Tyler Hero. A
I did see-
godsend.
I did see
They're
people
working on
already.
the first Tyler Hero.
I think Caleb retweeted something where someone was like, "All Tyler does is shoot threes," saying that Pritchard is better than Tyler, and he like sent back the box score with like 9 assists, with like 8 assists, 9 rebounds. Like, I mean, Tyler gives you a little more than just threes, but I don't know this Pritchard guy. Nobody.
Chico's 77. Welcome to the roast session. We're still going on. We're still going strong. You're not missing anything.
Listen,
Ethan Slender is always welcome here on the Clutch Corner.
That lineup sounds sneakily athletic. Yeah, that's on brand. That's what they say at the draft every year.
that's what they say in every sports draft. Whenever there's a white guy who has to do anything where they move fast, he's sneakily athletic.
I think the league is desperate for a white basketball player that they can get behind and call a superstar. Like that's why the league goes so hard on Luka's nuts. Like
Gordon
because
Hayward, remember that? Colt,
oh,
remember that?
oh.
Pat
That's what I
Riley
want.
went all out to get Gordon Hayward. Or
Pulled
not
out all the
Pat,
time.
I want to say
Yeah.
Mickey Harrison.
But you saw they like even with Kristaps, when Kristaps had his little time with the Knicks, like I think every chance they get to have a decent white player, they go all in and try making him a superstar. And Luka is the next in the long line
Well,
of
it's-
Larry Bird wannabes.
It's because they all sneak up on you, man. Right? They like blow past you for a layup, and you're like, "What? I didn't know he could do that." I'm not gonna lie. When Max Strus first dunked, I was super surprised. I had no
You were
idea he could dunk.
surprised?
I had no idea Max Strus could dunk.
Neither did I.
I mean, come on. He's in the
It was
NBA.
the- but it was the same thing with Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson used to
Nah,
boom.
nah,
Tyler
but Tyler
Johnson's not
Johnson,
white.
yeah, and Tyler Johnson could always jump like crazy.
Okay, what is
Bro.
Tyler Johnson if he's
Tyler
not?
Johnson is at least half.
He's not white, but he's also not black, but he's something.
Is he the same thing that
He
you
does, he does kind of look like that middle ground. You're like, hey,
He
what
lives in
is-
that gray area.
Yeah.
He's in the family of Tyler Hero. They're not like brothers, but they're distant cousins.
Cut from the same cloth. Let's
Yeah.
compare Ethan to NBA players. Wakuba Diawara.
Wow, that was a quick name. Did you think about this beforehand?
Yeah, you've been had the comment up there for 10 damn minutes. So
I'm gonna go with Peyton Pritchard. I don't even know who that is. I have no idea what he does.
I'm gonna go with Max Strus. That's a good one.
yeah, Max Strus. But Max Strus can actually contribute to a team. Ethan has one monocle glass. Ethan has
Oh,
to
wait.
What? Can you not read?
No, bro,
You have
I
to
cannot,
own
bro.
monocle glasses.
I remember I was struggling. It was another word I was struggling with yesterday.
Evolve. or something.
Evolve. Was that
Yeah.
today?
Why'd you
That
struggle
was
with the word
yesterday.
evolve?
I couldn't read it, bro. I don't know what it
You
is.
have your glasses on. I'm not gonna lie. Earlier, you went to read a comment, and this was you, right? I want you to know what you looked like. You're like this. What is happening? You,
Listen.
I don't know, man.
I'm much older than my young face portrays. I have problems, bro.
If you're really gonna say that, you're much younger, huh? Take off the hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also,
you
hey,
want to get a roast session
let's
started?
get going.
Yeah,
Everybody,
oh
in
my
the chat,
God.
everybody in the chat, start guessing how old Royal is.
Oh my
Don't
god.
even say it, Royal.
Oh,
Just let
yeah.
them guess. Let them see what they think.
How old I am? Oh,
Yeah, just let
that'll
them
be
guess.
fine.
Don't say it.
But yeah,
You
you
see how far back your head has to go in order to see hair?
see how far I have to lean my head down for y'all to see the shit? Like, this is my forehead. This is my hairline.
Yo, what did you play for the Miami Heat between 2010 and 2014? What's going on there, man?
Listen, bro. They called me the Black Caruso.
I muted him for everyone not.
So
we have a 36 in the chat.
a 36. That's
Don't
good.
wait, don't spoil it.
No, I'm not. Royal 49. That's a good guess. Alf left and got ESPN production.
What does that mean?
Whoa, they're coming right at your production, Adam.
What
Adam,
is
you
that
gotta
supposed to mean?
Adam, you've changed my name twice in here, and nobody can see it because you have not.
You
Put my
never
name.
put it up. So if you're making
How do I
jokes
put
out
the
of it-
names up?
You have to take away the comments.
Oh, is that what I got to do?
Yeah, take the comments off.
No, but you gotta take off the banner too.
You got to
I
take
got to
off the
take
banner.
the banner off too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been changing his name like 3 or 4 times this entire show. And
No one saw it, dude.
Yeah. Right. So he's called me Walmart Alf. He
There
called
it
me. It was like what it was, Mo Harkless #1 fan or some shit like that.
Well, hey, if they're talking about Alf getting ESPN production, you're FS1 Alf.
So I'm fake Alf now, but somebody. So in the comments we got 36, 49, no younger,
A
than
young
50,
45.
no younger than 50. Roy is 38, 33, 34, a young 45.
Royal 29, his hairline's 55.
Goddamn UKD and LeBron going to the same barber. What the fuck? Royal 29, his hairline's 50. Royal Caruso. I like this guessing game. I'll give y'all another 4-5 minutes before I actually tell you how old I am.
All right. There's a lot of range here, man.
Yeah, a
I'm
nice.
surprised nobody's guessed 18 yet. I mean, you said you had a young face. That's a pretty decent guess.
Bro, I usually get mistake. I get carded when I go buy alcohol.
No, you don't.
no, you don't. No.
Yes,
No,
I do.
you
Are you
don't.
wearing a hat or not?
No, yeah.
I'm always wearing a hat. I'm never
Okay,
not wearing a hat.
Okay.
That might
Well,
be
then
enough.
if you want them to not card you, just show them the hat. If you ever leave your ID, just be like, here you go.
My ID.
That's a good idea. I should try that.
Just show up at the club without an ID and just be like, hey, what's going on? You see this?
Hold on. This is special. We have Miami Heat beat in the chat.
What?
So first of all, we have to give credit what credit is due. We've had Miami Heat beat Tiffany Meeks and Alphonse Sydney all in this group, and they start. So shout out to Miami Heat beating that whole team. Thank you guys.
I think that's because of me. I'm going to take credit for that one because I don't know if they've been here before and now I'm on the show and they're here. Hey, I don't know, man.
What the
Did you just notice that?
bro? My name has been 4 or 5 different things, and
I never saw them.
it says Royal cover FSU in 2013. I did.
Jason Whitlock.
I did cover FSU in 2013. Somebody said
Oh, man, then you have to be in your late 40s.
Royals hairline equals Mo Harkless play 47. So I think 38, 34.
Now we've got Kai giving you soccer props, man. If I
Royal
ever
the
hear you
soccer
talking
go.
soccer
My
again,
boy. They say
yo,
Clutch
you're
is the
so
homie.
bad
My
at soccer.
Huh?
You're so bad at your soccer talk, bro.
First of all, bro, I was the first African American on the soccer show here at 5 Reason Sports. Respect me breaking barriers, Michael. Okay.
Like it's not even that you share a hairline with him. You are LeBron's hairline. You
I
are the
embody
walking embodiment
LeBron's
of his
hairline.
hairline.
You have nothing else from him. All you have is his hairline.
Snap, that's a deep cut from Heat Beat. Ethan initiated Order 66. I love it.
Shout out to Alex Alito for his nerding out of the Star Wars reference on the last episode.
Well, Ethan initiated Order 66 and killed off Mace Windu, who we call Alphonse Sydney. I mean, to be fair, he had, like Alex said it the other day, Alf had his profile picture as Sam L. Jackson for like 4 years.
Yeah. So I want you to put up Kai's comment telling Michael the God on his shoe. First of all, Michael,
No,
Royal is a football expert.
no. You couldn't even
Oh
pronounce
my
football
God.
yet.
See, this is why Clutch can't have control of the show, bro. He's
I
all
love
about
it.
the slandering.
I love it.
Did he
Hey.
need to use Gabe Vincent
Hey.
for what?
Keep talking smack and he'll mute you again. That's the best part of the show.
The problem is I can unmute myself, and so he's gonna have to work overtime to keep Ethan's internet.
Well, what's
God
nice,
damn.
what's nice,
Glad you forgot the apostrophe in Ethan.
Do you think I have time for that? I'm trying to produce a show and make fun of you.
You had time for it when you called me LeBron's hairline. Why did Ethan keep Grogu alive?
yeah, even deeper cut.
Roy the uncle trying to play trying his
No,
ball moves.
Nick,
Whoa.
listen,
Where is this coming from?
what
I
is
think you're on
happening?
the wrong. Yeah, you're on the wrong stream, buddy.
Yeah.
What is this?
Hey, no, hold on. I think the Knicks might make the finals in 3 years, the NIT finals. I think they could make it that far.
High
I
school state championship.
No,
is
no, no, no,
their field.
NIT, because they're not even NCAA tournament, which every team made it to automatically this year.
I think that's why I had trouble reading that comment because it was written fucking ridiculous. Royal, what did it say?
Talk
Royal,
about
the uncle who
basketball.
taught his basketball moves to the kids. I don't have basketball moves. We discussed this. I'm terrible at
All
playing.
right, we'll talk about basketball. Here you go.
I just got here, but it's more hard to make an all-star. Oh, absolutely. Career highs in every statistical category.
At 0.4 in most categories.
Neck and neck with LeBron.
Life alert.
Ethan has a subscription to Life Alert.
He's on the
Oh,
commercials.
wait, we didn't get your age. Last guest just came in at 42.
Oh, I am 32 years old. I'll be 33 on the 17th of this month.
Dang, 32
Wow.
with that hairline.
Your hair did not. When did it start?
Your hair did not get the memo.
Yeah.
No, so this is genetics. My dad and all of his brothers are bald, and so this started a while back. Whenever I cut my hair, I cut it all the way off. I just never seem to have a haircut.
Yeah,
When I
there's
come on
nothing
here.
to cut.
Yeah, well, exactly. That makes it easy for the barber. Just
So why
take
go
it
to
away.
a barber?
Why not just do it yourself?
I'm not that skilled.
What you? It's nothing. You just roll it all over your head.
Have you seen me try to read?
Unfortunately.
No, that's fair. That's a fair answer.
Ethan chugs prune juice to celebrate.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Happy early birthday. Appreciate it, Bryce Smith, man. Don't
It's
worry,
been-
I'll probably be on the
Hold on a
stream.
second.
Wait. When was your birthday?
January 17th.
Oh, that's
It's in
soon.
12 days.
So yeah, so here's a trivia question for you. Who for the Miami Heat in Miami Heat history has the birthday January 17th?
Mo Harkless.
Wrong.
That's currently on the Heat right now.
No,
What is this question?
I'm gonna guess. Tim Hardaway.
Hassan.
it's not Tim Hardaway.
Hassan.
Not Hassan.
Well, tell us the last year he was on a Heat roster.
The year before this one.
Oh gosh.
The year before. That means there's like 4 players.
The year
Is it
before the
Jay
bubble.
Crowder?
The year before the bubble.
Oh, the year before the bubble.
It's not Dwayne.
Yes, it is.
Oh, poor Dwayne. Gotta share a day with
I have the
Roy.
same birthday as Dwayne Wade, Michelle Obama, Steve Hardy, Betty White.
Oh, I was gonna say it's all black people.
No, well, Michael has
Betty White.
alluded to my racism several times. Been on streams with me.
Well, I mean, Betty's gonna die soon. Then it'll be all black people.
Gosh. How did we
Betty's
turn to
immortal.
Betty White's death?
Betty is like Wolverine. That motherfucker can't die.
Hey, she definitely outlived your
Did
hairline.
she get COVID? She did, didn't she?
I don't.
I
Think
don't
she
know. She probably beat that shit with a stick.
did. Probably good.
But yeah, all the people in the chat are starting to come through and say D Wade. But yeah, me and Wade have the same birthday.
Yeah, after we said it. We say it on the stream and they like lights flash in their heads. Oh, it might be D Wade.
Is there a Lakers fan in here now? What's happening?
Somebody said all of them got more hair than Royal, including
That's
Betty
true.
White.
That is true.
I am bald, Isaiah Smalls. I just have hair right. How much do I save on shampoo? Well, I have a wife and a daughter, so I don't save anything on that.
Oh wait, hold on. Do you just like use a bar of soap up there then?
No.
What,
When I do have these follicles, I wash it and then
with shampoo?
yeah.
What? Just use a bar of soap.
No, that dries out my hair, man. I got a
What
moisturizer.
hair?
What hair?
First, y'all few and far in between, but hair nonetheless. I wash it,
It
and
looks
then
like
I use.
you tried shaving right here. and-
I didn't try shaving. My head was shaved completely bald. This is all the hair that grew back.
You look like
It
you let
does
your
not grow
son
yet.
take a shot at it, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm done."
I
Somebody
don't know how to
in
shave
the
my
chat, real quick. What's the company that makes your hair grow back? That I see commercials about.
Just for men.
no, there's another
Rogaine.
one. Starts with a B.
I don't know.
Do you exfoliate?
Yes, I do exfoliate. Thank you very much for asking, Miami Heat Beat. That is a great question. Tell them, oh, Diego Shepard, that is my blood brother. He has dreads. Both of my brothers can grow hair
So then you're not. How are you blaming it on genetics then?
because
It's not genetics,
my
it's
brother
you.
with the dreads has a bald spot in the middle of his dread that nobody can see, and he's had
Wow.
it for years.
Way to call him out, man.
Oh, you will never be able to tell. He hides it well. Does Royal aspire to reach the same heights that Carlos Boozer once reached? No, I'm going more for the Darren Williams Beijing thing. I want this shit to be jet black when I get hair back up here.
Betty White. Look, at the very least, let's say this. Oh, Bosley. That's what it is. Bosley.
Oh, Bosley.
You look perfect for one of those commercials, the before-after commercials. You should really sign up.
I mean, how much they paying? Probably more than 5 reasons.
I agree.
Ask the barber for the LeBron cut. I don't need the LeBron cut. The problem is if people try
natural.
If people try and corral and do work on my hairline and make it a real hairline, it ends up starting back in this region somewhere. So I just cut it all the way off.
Obviously not. You still have it.
Dang, you see, this is what we lost a lot of viewers talking about Royal.
That's what happened last time when we were talking about getting we might have lost a lot of views because we've been on for an hour.
Oh, we were on no, that's not why.
We was on for 2 hours with but it was 2 different shows.
So if I do this, can I kick you? We'll be removed from the studio. I can remove you. Okay. So
perfect. We can get back
the viewers pick right back up.
It's an immediate pickup.
Thoughts on Bam's fro? It's a good looking fro, I must say.
It does look good.
I didn't like it at the bubble, but it's starting to look good. Bam is definitely gonna lose all his hair though.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
Absolutely tell.
Alf equals Kyrie.
For those of you asking why Betty White, aka Royal Shepherd, is not on the stream, it's because I want our viewers to pick back up. I could see him and he could see me.
He's still here. He's hanging around.
He's just sitting there.
Awesome.
He's just texting somebody.
I mean, hey, a long story short, the Heat have options.
Whoa, we lost a lot of viewers. Okay, come back. All right.
Oh, you see my comment?
No, I didn't.
He said, screw this show.
Is that you with hair?
Yeah, that was me in my younger years.
You have less hair in that photo than you do right now.
The viewers picked back up, by the way.
It's the way the sun was shining on my head that made it look like that.
Okay.
The viewers picked back up.
Hey.
Okay, good.
So I think it must be you. Okay, so let's finish off talking about basketball.
Okay.
And Ethan, if we get the opportunity. So, what is there left to discuss? We talked about Harden. We talked Oladipo. We talked Lowry.
We talked the Thunder game.
We talked the Thunder game. Anything else?
If you would have had this written down, then we could have just referred to your notes.
I mean, the Heat have an interesting stretch of schedule coming up. We can talk about that.
He's just slandering me.
Yeah, you can't slander this guy, man.
Okay, you know what? Let's take questions from the audience. How's that? Because I'm sure I reported Royals comment for child abuse. Can the Heat fix Mo? I think so. He seems like a guy that look at our viewers. It just popped right. Okay. I think Mo can be fixed. He seems like he might be a situational piece, but there is definitely a scenario where he plays his way back into the rotation, and I think all he needs to do is hit the threes. Yeah, he does that and grabs rebounds.
He can come back. It's just a matter of, has he ever really done it before? And if it's a situational piece that is going to come at a cost every third game or every second game, it's not really one that the Heat are going to care too much about.
I just want to say this is the highest amount of viewers we've had in like half an hour.
At the moment we took Royal off.
So, okay. So, did we talk about Kelly? I think Kelly had a great game, but it seems to me like Kelly has his best days when nobody's expecting it and when nobody talks about him. Yeah. So, if you think this is going to be a continued thing from Kelly, you must be a new Heat fan, because I don't think this is sustainable from Kelly. 5 for 7 from 3. No. He takes a lot of ill-advised shots, and at times you can get really upset with what he does. But as John Crotty says, the Kelly keeper.
Yeah.
Here to stay.
The Kelly keeper is the best part about his game. Other than that,
the Kelly keeper is the one. I'm telling you, when you watch John Crotty talk, you can tell he dreams about Kelly Olynyk. It's literally his favorite player.
He became a Heat announcer for Kelly Olynyk.
No, I'm not even kidding. If you sit there and you listen to what he says, he is in love with Kelly Olynyk. In love. Just listen. Next time you're watching a Heat game and he talks about Kelly Olynyk, just listen to what he says.
Yeah.
Okay, so First
You're
of
not
all,
driving the show. Shh.
No. He's allowed to contribute. He just
Oh,
needs
okay.
to-
I'm allowed to contribute after you make me start the damn show when I don't want to.
Are you complaining?
Huh?
Are you complaining?
No. I was actually going to bring up one of your favorite subjects. Somebody said Levine.
No, because I was gonna say my finger's right on the remove button again.
No, I'm just saying I wanted to kind of offer a peace offering to you. So I want to talk about Levine like they do in the group, your boy toy that you continuously have this man crush on. So let's talk about Levine.
Why is it so awkward for you, Adam?
Because he wants to put heart eyes over himself so that he can talk about Levine.
Zach LaVine is the perfect T player that Pat Riley will never ever go for.
What?
He needs to be saved. And I bet you if I started a Zach LaVine following or a cult, I bet you I could get you all on board.
I'm
All
sure.
of you.
Not a chance. That bitch don't play no defense.
Whoa! Snap straight shots by Royal.
Okay, so more questions. He had a shot and he blew it.
Listen. You just keep doing to him what Anakin did to those little younglings, man. Just keep doing it.
Are we interested in Miles Turner or LaMarcus Aldridge? LaMarcus Aldridge, I would say yes. Okay, if I were to pick 4 teams that the Heat could make a trade with in order of
Likelihood?
like, I was just looking at this comment. In
Yeah,
order of
I figured.
likelihood, I would say the Thunder, the Rockets for obvious reasons, the Raptors for obvious reasons, and the Spurs. Spurs because there are some guys. Hold on. Look at this comment. The Spurs because there are a lot of guys that fit what the Heat are looking for, and I'm not ready to report anything yet, but there are some names that I think could come up, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out what names they are outside of the obvious LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
So
Ooh, Lonnie Walker, maybe. That's the only other one
No,
I know
no,
right now.
So there are some guys I think that he could trade for on the Spurs. Everything just needs to come to.
Uh-oh. Now we've lost Adam, and it's just me. And I don't know if he accidentally left the show, and I can't get Royal back in. Royal, please be in the comments. It's going to be a very awkward ending. Here we go.
What happened? I got lost.
You left, man. Wait, Royal, did you not just see this?
Oh yeah, bro. I was just commenting about how StreamYard muted Adam ass because he keep taking me out of here. It's not even for like a short, quick. Like Manny takes me out of shows and then puts me right back in. He takes me out and starts a whole new conversation.
Because you keep coming at him. He
Because
keeps
I
giving
keep
you a chance,
keep
and the next
forgetting.
thing you do is go at his take.
Right,
keep
and then he's
forgetting
gonna have
that
me
you're on
host
here.
the next show.
You want to host the next one? You wanna be the producer?
Oh, that would be lovely.
Okay, so that means you're gonna do the heavy lifting next time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to produce, so you're gonna have to show.
It's just buttons, man. Stop showing your age.
Listen, bro, we talked about it on the last show. I'm actually a very qualified journalist, kind of, but not really.
I'm gonna
It
keep.
really shows on this show with your reading comprehension. It's
Oh man,
top notch.
can you believe people used to actually let me write news for their newspapers?
Not really. No.
I don't.
Oh, I'll send you guys some articles. They're really good.
What would be the competing offer from Philly to Lowry? They could do that. Thibault, 2
Thibault?
picks inside, but I don't know if I would do that. Thibault. The Sixers right now have the best record in the NBA. If they keep that up, do you really see a need to trade for Kyle Lowry?
Is that going to translate to the playoffs?
Yes, Kyle Lowry always translates to the playoffs.
No, I'm saying if the way the
Their
Phillies
team
play
right now. Yeah.
if
No,
Philly,
I don't think so. No.
that's what I'm saying. Then you make the move because they're at this point. I don't think they're playing for
Right.
regular season anymore.
Yeah.
They're playing to see whether or not they're going to blow up that whole goddamn team next year.
Tell the Sixers that though. You could sit here on the side and say, okay, does that look like it'll translate? But imagine if you're a Sixers GM or Sixers executive or Sixers fan even, and somebody tells you the first record or the top record in the NBA doesn't mean anything, right? Like it'll be hard to convince them of something like that. So you can easily say, okay, it doesn't translate, trade for Kyle Lowry, but you have to look in the minds of Daryl Morey and the rest of those guys. If they have the top record, they won't have a need for it.
Their mistake.
I mean, we've seen it for years though. Especially in the Eastern Conference, the record doesn't matter. It just really doesn't. And the Heat didn't care about it for years. It was
So some of the other names that are popping up: Rudy Gay, Patty Mills.
Oh, well, because he was talking about the Spurs when you weren't paying attention.
Or I was not in here.
You weren't paying attention.
Draymond Green.
Listen, hold on. I don't want Patty Mills just because I remember specifically Patty Mills in that 2014 finals waving his stupid towel. Oh, no, 2013 finals. Waving his stupid towel every time the Spurs did anything. I don't want him on the Heat. I hate him and his towel.
He had plenty of reason to wave his towel in that series.
In the 14 one. No, but 14 he played. It was 13 that he was waving it around a lot.
They had plenty of reason in that one too until we came back. But what would we have to give up for Kyle Lowry or DeRozan? DeRozan would be cheaper than Kyle Lowry, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So what would we have to give up for DeRozan? What would the Spurs want?
Salary filler and just a small asset.
And we'd want more than DeRozan. We'd probably ask for DeRozan and something else.
Well, I think if we get DeRozan, it would be DeRozan or LaMarcus Aldridge, not both, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, something else off of the Spurs. I mean, what else do they really have? Clutch, what about that's? Thank you. Because, okay, so I sent this message. Actually, Michael, before your tweet, I sent Clutch a message about Marvin Bagley. It was when I saw his dad posted.
No, when did you send me this message?
About Marvin Bagley?
Yeah.
I sent you a message about Marvin Bagley on Twitter a couple of days ago.
Oh, he has you blocked. Did you not know?
No, I didn't. He responded shit. So I had so we were talking about it. Clutch, you said no to the Marvin Bagley thing. Michael, somebody proposed a trade to you about what was the trade offer?
It was Nunn and Silva. Listen, if I could give up Nunn and Silva for Bagley, absolutely. But that's a negative trade for the Kings by like $1 million.
So, Clutch, why was it that you were a no on potentially looking into the Bagley thing?
It's the Heat aren't in a position to save a player at this point. They're in a contending mood, right? Like, if you told me that 2 years ago, then I would have said, sure, do whatever you can to get Marvin Bagley. But now that they're contending, what are you going to do? Right? Like, I get that they have the best development staff in the NBA, but look how that's treating Kendrick Nunn right now. Kendrick Nunn was a starter. He played amazing, but now he can't even see the floor. They don't have time to develop a guy like Marvin Bagley. He has the natural skill and the natural talent, but they don't have the time for it.
I don't think I don't necessarily think that he'd be a developmental thing here. I think he's just a slot in at the 4 next to Bam.
He can't even develop in Sacramento.
It's fucking Sacramento, Clutch.
I get that, but
you could score. You could score in Sacramento. You could do more. I mean, the opportunities are there.
On the court is Marvin Bagley's problem. He's hurt often.
But so you want to add that?
Huh?
So you want to add that here?
I'm just saying it's Sacramento. It's a terribly run franchise.
Also, does he shoot much from outside? Because I don't think he does.
He can. He can shoot the mid range.
For this person, this comment, yes, they're making a trade.
Yeah,
I can 100% say that they're making a trade.
Yeah, they're trading Royal
for peanuts
for someone who can reach,
right,
with a hairline. It's really not asking much. I don't know.
Right, the bare minimum, and Ethan has the nerve to trot me out here to host shows on his network. Like,
he's just showing you out so that people want you.
Oh, he's up in my trade value.
Exactly, like the last Kelly Olynyk game,
like Kendrick Nunn.
Every time they put him out there, it makes it worse.
Iggy KO Nunn 2025 first round for Aldridge and Gay. No, does that work? Kendrick nothing. So Iggy KO Nunn 2025 first round for Aldridge and Gay. If that's something that could be done, I'd do it.
Look, I'm not gonna say the names because I don't have the clearance to say anything yet, but yeah. Sure.
And if you said that makes it as good as fucking news and retweet it, but I can say it all I want and nobody gives a shit.
Sure.
So yeah, if that's a trade that can be made, then I'm definitely making it. Aldridge and Rudy Gay, they give us exactly the type of players that we're looking for. You can trade them Iggy, you could trade them KO, you could trade them Nunn, and they fill in those slots better than the people that we're sending out. So I like that trade. And if the Spurs would do that for just a pick, because they're not getting no real players, then I'm good with that.
Right.
I wonder how much of Avery Bradley coming up too has made Iggy just so much more expendable. Like
maybe not so much because they do different things. I think Rudy Gay would make Andre Iguodala expendable because they can guard similar positions. Avery Bradley has been very good on the wing.
Rudy Gay is not going to guard it on that level.
You said what?
He's not going to guard on the same level as Iggy, but he's going to bring more offense. So I guess it is a bit of a trade-off there.
Yeah, but yeah,
Hold on.
Like Avery Bradley.
Royal. Hold on.
You guys talk about
The season ended. All right.
Stop it. Stop. Just stop.
You want to
It
talk
hurts.
about the Dolphins? All right. The season just ended.
It hurts. Just stop. Let's
The
move on.
Dolphins had the best chance to make the playoffs
Stop it.
entering into
Stop
week.
it.
No. Royal,
Stop it.
that's enough. I'm not even a Dolphins fan. I'm telling you, that's enough.
I'm not a Dolphins
Kurt.
fan either.
Oh, all right.
He will be.
Yeah, in a few years.
His wife's the smart one, and she'll make him a Dolphin fan.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll go more into that later. But but yeah, what we're talking about Aldridge and Rudy Gay and shit like that. But yeah, Aldridge comes in, instantly replaces KO, and he's definitely the starter for the rest of the season. Rudy Gay comes in off that Iggy roll off the bench and does more with it. So I think that's a good trade-off for us. So Clutch sent me in a private message for me to close us out. So he's still telling me what to do from behind the scenes. I don't know why he won't just close the show out. Like Roy looks like they picked him up off the street. If you call
Who commented that? Who
This is
commented?
either Manny. This is Manny or Alejandro, but I don't think it would be Alejandro. So
if they call Facebook the streets, that's where Ethan found me on Facebook, bro. So it's like the wastelands of Facebook.
did he find you on Marketplace or something like?
No, shout out to Miami Heat Source Destination. That's my favorite group on Facebook. But yeah, so with that being said, I think we done got to more than enough tonight. Make sure you catch us out next week, 8 o'clock Tuesday. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. we'll be here talking shit and reviewing potential.
Unless there's a Heat.
Roy looks like the cheaper version of Alf that no one wanted. I am the cheaper version of Alf that no one wanted. If I had gone to Miami Heat beat, it would not have been news at all for the network. They would have just let my ass go, and Miami Heat beat would have nothing to show for it. So,
Who would Clutch put in timeout though?
huh?
Who would Clutch put in timeout though?
Clutch would not have a show if Alf was here.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
I'm pretty sure Clutch is gonna kick me out again. Hey, whatever.
No, I need you to close this out.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Oh, close this out for real.
Oh, okay. So make sure y'all check us out next week. We want to thank Michael for joining us this week.
Super
Clutch,
fun, guys.
as always, my name is Royal A. Shepherd.
All right. That's enough of Royal. Thank you for listening today to the Clutch Corner. Thank you again, Michael, for joining us. We'll have Royal come back next week when he's ready to come back. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good. With Royal gone, it just feels better.
Any last words?
Fuck this.
Cut it.